Hey everyone, tarot expert Joe Monteleone here, and I'm going to tell you in this video the most important things to know before becoming a professional tarot reader. So, I've been in the game for a long time, and I've pretty much read at every possible environment you could imagine. There's still a few on my bucket list, but I've done a lot, and I've had so much fun with it. I've met some amazing people and worked in some great environments, and I'm going to tell you the things that I wish that I knew before becoming a professional tarot reader. So in no particular order, I'm actually going to pull cards to help direct me because there's a lot of information. But let's see, where should we start first, Tarot? Let's start with the Nine of Discs. Money, the Lord of Gain. Okay, so the Lord of Material Gain, Nine of Discs, this is Virgo energy. This is good stuff. So this is Independent Woman That Needs No Man card. Great place to start. So you're starting your tarot business. Whether that's events, virtual readings, in-person readings, at your home or at a store or festivals, whatever. Money. I'm going to tell you this right now. Please learn it right now. And don't wait as long as I did to learn this. When people pay, they pay attention. It's very easy to get in our head about how much to charge and if we should charge and imposter syndrome and everything. And I'm going to tell you, staying in the suit of earth, in the material world, because the suit of discs is the suit of earth, if you're looking at tarot as a practice that just exists in the material world, it is still worth just as much. Let me explain why. When you sit across from someone and give them your full attention for however long that reading is, it could be 5 minutes, it could be an hour, it doesn't matter. You are giving them your energy, you are giving them your knowledge, you are giving them your support, and that is worth money, okay? When I was growing up and I was learning tarot, everyone used to say, you don't pay for the time, you pay for the gift. No, wait, not that. Whoops. You don't pay for the gift, you pay for the time. And to me, I thought, okay, that kind of makes sense, but I feel like that's kind of an easy answer. But as I did it more and more, I understood why. You have a gift, whether it's psychic, intuitive, soft skills, whatever it is, and you have a knowledge of tarot. That together is beautiful, but you as a gift, as an incarnate being, that's natural, that's always happening. You are being the gift that you are to the world all the time. So, I mean, that is free because you're already existing, right? So it's not that they're paying you for the gift. They are paying you for the time. They're paying you for the time that you give them in the reading and all the time that you put into studying to be good at what you do, as well as all the time, money, and effort that you've invested into your tarot business and into becoming the reader that you are. And by the way, you can't have a successful business with just intuition. Sorry, you just can't. I mean, like, this goes into a whole nother video, but like, if it's just when people are paying me for a reading, they're not just paying for my gift and my intuition. What they're really paying for is my time and the way that I bring my gift into their world with tact, with gentleness, with awareness, with patience, and with strategy. And all these things are going to grow over time. The more and more you read, the more and more you will become a disciplined deliverer of information and caretaker and healer and all these good things that go beyond just your intuition, okay? Charge whatever you want, but please know that it's worth something. And if they don't pay you, it's not worth something. Moving forward, what else should we talk about? Tarot. Let's go into what? Oh, the Ten of Swords. Ooh, Ten of Swords, bad readings. Okay. So the Ten of Swords, a lack of connection. This is the Lord of Ruin. This is like something not, and this is the intellectual world too. So we all get in our heads, we all have fears, we all have stuff to work on. You're gonna get people who sit across from you and give you nothing. They will look at you and you'll ask them, what would you like to know? And they'll be like, whatever you got, show me what you can do. And in those situations, if they're just looking for an entertainer, which I mean, tarot is entertainment. There's a whole video I did on that. It can be entertainment. There's a few ways you can approach this. First of all, trust yourself that whatever comes up in the reading is what is meant to be said in that moment. And you can really flex your intuition with clients like these. Second, whatever their reaction is to the reading is their reaction. And is no reflection of you as a reader. And all you can do is show them what you got and have fun with it. Third, if you can tell that someone is not actually either respecting you as a reader or not really interested in a reading, you can use that time to experiment. Try a spread you never did before. Try a reading method or a reading system you've never done before, or just, who knows, just play with it, because you might notice that there's not much to lose with certain clients like that. A fourth thing about that, what was my fourth thing? Oh, there's so many things. In my career, when I've had people like that, 80% of the time, if I get any information on them after the reading or from their friends, 80% of the time, everything I said in the reading was true. So even if someone's like giving you a hard time, putting up a wall, like not giving you much to work with, like just trust it, and it's fine. I mean, you can ask them to put their walls down. You can do an exercise with them. And there's exercises I'm going to be teaching in my classes and stuff, but there's a few different exercises and ways that you can bring their walls down energetically if they're open to that, and you can totally do with them. It can be a really nice, sweet moment for the two of you, breathing together, stuff like that, to kind of go into the reading more on the same page. Okay, let's see what else. Oh, one other thing about the difficult clients is that if someone's not willing to receive something, they're not going to receive it. So you could hand them over the Holy Grail, and if they're not ready for it, they're not going to see it as the Holy Grail, and that's what it is. Pearls among swine, baby. All right, let's see what else. What else can we tell people about reading professionally? Things to keep in mind. Ooh, the star card. Okay, so the star card is all about you as an individual and your vision and your direction and your hopes and your dreams, but also kind of, it's all about shedding away all the extra layers and seeing what you are. So my question to you is, as a professional, or as a new professional, or as a professional to be, how do you happen to the world? And how is your tarot career going to reflect that? So one thing with the star card, which has a lot to do with spirituality and purity, is keep things real. You know, there's so many psychics out there that say a whole bunch of things, and a lot of them, I don't know, maybe more in the past, but there are psychics that use fear tactics, and in any moment you can choose love or fear. And so please choose love when you're a professional reader. I'm sure if you're watching this video and you're doing research on reading, that's what you're doing, so I trust you. Okay, cool. Something important about the star card is to stay true to yourself, which involves ethics. And ethics is also related to the star card, because the star card is Aquarius, and Aquarius governs social progress and groups of people and humanity itself. So ethics is a huge thing with Aquarian star energy. So for ethics, it's good to have a code of ethics. And in your code of ethics, you pretty much say what you do, what you don't do, that's it. I used to have on my code of ethics that, like, I didn't do mediumship, and I wouldn't read people under the age of 18 unless they were with a parent or guardian. You can make your code of ethics whatever you want, as long as it's true to you. You might want to have your code of ethics reflect the local law, so of your country, your state, whatever. See where tarot as a practice exists. I know that there's a couple places in the world that have varying degrees of lawfulness with that, which is a whole nother thing. Maybe if we pull justice, we'll get into that. Or maybe we'll just get into it right now. Let's see what we got. Oh, the Two of Cups, love readings. Okay, so let's go talk about love readings. Love readings, very common thing. Most of the time people, I mean, it depends on the environment. You know, if you're reading online, if you're doing hotlines, sometimes that's like the biggest question, but love is a huge question that's asked in tarot. So I recommend knowing a thing or two about the patterns in relationship building and relationship breaking. You know, research some attachment styles, research some love theory. As a love coach, this is something I'm very interested in, and it's something that I've explored a lot and researched, you know, introspectively and academically. And it's good to know, because a lot of people are going to be asking you questions, and what they really need to hear is something that it will be in the divination, but it'll just give you more information to work with. Okay. The big question of when are they going to text me back after they haven't talked to the person for like 4 months? The way I like to deal with that is, oh, well, I don't see it in the near future, but maybe, ooh, look at this new thing showing up 2 months from now. I see a new person. I see a new opportunity. Like, see why something isn't showing up, because that means something else is showing up, right? Energy can't be created or destroyed. I could do a whole video on that, right? Like, what is not showing up in the reading? That's a cool thing. Maybe we should go into that. All right. Anywho, let's keep moving forward. Tarot, what do we need to know to be a professional reader? Oh, we have the Hierophant card. study. I know tarot is an extremely intuitive tool. I mean, intuition is a beautiful thing. We could talk about that for days. But if you're working with tarot, specifically, tarot is a spiritual technology that uses intuition. Intuition, we can maybe say, is a part of the mind or a part of the soul, if you want to look at it Jungian or psychologically or Kabbalistically, the neshama. The intuition is a part of the soul. The tarot is an invented tool to access intuition. So if you're just using intuition, that's fine. Like, give an intuitive reading, but if you don't know a thing or two about tarot, like, don't say that it's tarot. You know, there's some people that read very few books on the tarot and they don't need to, and they're amazing, and that's great, and they use tarot, but they know a thing or two about it. And on the flip side, there are people that know everything about tarot, like very intellectual on the other side of the spectrum, and don't have the best intuition, and also give really great readings. My thing is, I kind of believe that everything is an intuitive reading. I believe it is innate in the human experience. It was on the terms and agreement when we signed up for this incarnation, so the intuition is there. What you do with it is what you do with it. Another important thing about studying is that it can actually increase your intuition because you're using a lot of different archetypes that are interweaved in the fabric of reality. What? The fabric of... Okay. But really, like, your intuition will accelerate a lot because you're connecting ideas that are from the deepest levels of the primordial archetypes to more common archetypes like coins and what they mean with money, or discs as what they mean in like orbiting and cosmic entities. Or the point is, when you study the tarot, your intuition goes up and your knowledge of the tarot goes up, and your practice with the tarot as a tool goes up. If tarot's not your thing, but intuition is your thing, that's okay. Give intuitive readings, or find another tool that you can use your intuition. You know, scrying is a big thing, runes, Lenormand, palm reading, mediumship, intuitive, medical intuitive something, which I don't really know exactly what it is, but sounds pretty cool to me. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what else we can do. All right, what else do they need to know to be a professional tarot reader? The Four of Cups. Okay, Four of Cups. So this card is telling me about comfort, and it's making me think about things to think about for events. So Four of Cups has to do with comfort. It's the Lord of Luxury. It's like emotional safety, psychic safety, like cozy stuff. So for events, well, let me just tell you this. My first event I ever did was maybe one of my most challenging events. It was my first professional gig. It was at a gay club in New York City, and I was reading for hours and dealing with drunk people, sober people, people beyond drunk, all types of drag queens, like go-go dancers. There's actually a beautiful picture of me like reading this go-go dancer, and we were like both on our different hustles. It's a cute image. But yeah, it was like so challenging. I was a baby reader and I was so exhausted, and I knew after that event, I could take on anything. And that's why I can pretty much do any event, because that was so strenuous. But what I would say is know your limits. So limits include time. Know how much time you're going to be at an event. Know what you're going to require for yourself that you can control, and what you're going to require for yourself that you can't control. For example, you can control bringing water, bringing food, bringing coffee, bringing the decks that are comfortable for you, bringing whatever spiritual tools are good for you, if that's candles, incense, whatever. What you can't control is maybe the space, maybe where they want you to read from, maybe the amount of people that are going to be there, maybe the types of people that are going to be there. So know your limits, know how long you're going to be there for, and always say lucky last, because people will try to keep you there forever. Oh my God, so many events have tried to adopt me, and I'd love to, but I gotta save the world, girl. Like, be very strict with your time. Yeah, okay, maybe go 5 minutes over, maybe 10 minutes over, but really try to stick to your time. That's respect of you, respect of your business. Your time is valuable, and they will respect that as well. And you can always say, oh, I got another gig to get to, can't do any more readings. I've done it before. I mean, a lot of times I've had gigs that I had to get to, but like sometimes it's just late. I'm tired. I got to do the next thing. So keep that in mind. Also good to have a sign-up sheet sometimes, depending on the event. All right, let's see what else. Okay, we went through Code of Ethics. Now we got the Nine of Swords, difficult readings. Okay, so Nine of Swords, this is telling me to tell you about recognizing when something's out of your scope of practice. So Nine of Swords, this is like mental illness, this is guilt, this is anxiety, depression, this is anything in the mind, like racing thoughts. This is Lord of Cruelty, this could be violence, it could be suffering. So know what your scope of practice is. You're not a mental health professional, unless you are, then that's great too. But if you're just a tarot reader, that's not a mental health professional. You're not a psychiatrist, psychologist, or therapist. So if things get out of your scope, always have referral numbers to mental health counselors, hotlines for suicide hotlines, domestic violence hotlines, maybe even eating disorder hotlines. I mean, like, just get yourself covered in that. That's very important. And I have I haven't too much in my career, but I have turned readings down when the situation was out of my scope, and I just referred people to the hotline that was appropriate for them. So it's sometimes the best thing you can do for someone, and it could totally save someone's life. Cool? Let's see what else. All right. Let's see what else. Eight of Wands. This has to do with communication, right? Eight of Wands is the Lord of Swiftness, has to do with communication, travel, fast flying, acceleration. To me, this is telling me to tell you to communicate your practice, and what I like to do is always give an empowering disclaimer. So I like to communicate with my clients before the actual reading starts. If they're a new client, I just tell them what's up, what my practice does, and I just give them an empowering disclaimer and remind them that they are in control of their lives. And if you believe that is true as well for your practice, you should do that. But I always like it. It kind of gets us to jump off the same page. And I am all about empowering clients instead of taking away their power. One thing to note, not everyone, but it is possible for certain people to come to tarot readers because they don't want to take control of their own power, and they want someone else to decide for them. So if your intuition tells you that, that's even more of a reason to kind of give the disclaimer of like, hey, you're in control of your life, you have the power, I'm just here to assist you, or however you language it for you. So those are my top tips for becoming a professional tarot reader. If you have any questions, let me know. I do teach classes throughout the year. I teach classes on esoteric tarot, on running a tarot business, on all different types of things. So if you have any questions, reach out. And if you're interested in a class, hit me up at my website, tarotwithjoe.com. And I look forward to chatting with you. Let me know your thoughts. Much love.